Welcome back, everyone, to the After the Scales podcast presented by DJD Graphics, episode 85. And this is our Gateway Dirt Nationals pre-race show. Give it up for the Dumb Week. Let's go. This is one of the biggest races of the year indoors. And we got World of Outlaws, Real American Beer late model driver, Jake TIMM joining us. Jake, thanks for taking time to be on the podcast today.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for the invite and having me.
So, yeah, I'm Jacob Dove. That's Sean Blight. And we got Burt Clements of Dirt Lake Nation joining us. And we're looking forward to talking to Jake a little bit about his race season, his rookie year with the World of Outlaws. Jake, just kind of walk us through your season. You finished 12th in the World of Outlaws points, and just kind of the ups and downs of it and some of the highlights as well.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a challenge going into it. Just jumping from, not only just the competitive aspect of World of Outlaws and racing at that level, but going from one class to another, going from modifieds to late models, it makes it a whole lot harder. Just learning a new car and kind of a whole new platform and everything. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, and it certainly was. We had ups and downs. I'd say through the middle of the year, we kind of had got on a high and had some good runs, and we're timing in good and winning heat races and stuff like that. But towards the end, we struggle again, and then I don't know. It's so wavy. It's racing. It's up and down. But you have a couple good weeks and a couple bad weeks. But all in all, we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot, and we're real excited to see where next year takes us.
Yes, you kind of jumped in with both feet going into the National Touring Series and the World of Outlaws. What was the decision behind that as opposed to like a pick and choose or maybe one of the other series?
We've had a late model for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years prior, and we've done kind of the pick and choose thing. And we kind of decided to just run USMTS and just focus on modifieds for, I think, 2024 would have been. And there's so many benefits that come with running a series, like financial benefits and just, when you're picking and choosing, you're not getting a point check at the end of the year. You're paying pit passes and entry fees and all that stuff, as to where you go run World Outlaws or Lucas Oil, you're not paying no entry fees, no pit passes. You get show up money, and then you get a points check at the end of the year. So it's really just a big financial swing to pick and choose versus run a tour. And as far as the World Outlaw specifically, I would say the biggest thing was all our hometown tracks have World Outlaw races. So at Mississippi Thunder, Deer Creek, and Cedar Lake, I would say are my 3 hometown tracks, and they all got World Outlaw races. And Lucas doesn't really come up in our area. So aside from those two, just those two offer the biggest benefits. And, having raced a little bit of late model, understood the expenses and the costs, and it ultimately just made a lot more sense to kind of just, like you said, dive in feet head first and just you're gonna take some licks doing that, but that's part of it.
Hey, I wanted to ask, what kind of drew you into late model racing? Like, why did you choose a late model over anything you could race? And how did you know it was something you wanted to pursue seriously?
Well, I've always wanted to turn racing into a career. It was always a hobby for me and my dad. And my grandpa even raced. It's always been just a hobby, and we just raced around home. And we started running pretty good with USMTS when they come by us, National Modified Tour. And really, if you want to make a good living in dirt racing, you got to go late model or sprint car and go full time with that. And my wife would never let me race sprint cars, neither would my mom, just because they're dangerous. But some people might argue that, but you don't see anybody get hurt in late model. So I don't know. That's part of it. I've always idolized like Scott Bloomquist and Billy Moyer, and I've just always been a late model fan growing up. My dad used to race with Soda late models back home, so I always thought they were cool then. And there's really no sprint car racing by us. So as far as racing for a living, it's pretty much late models if you come where I come from.
Yeah, I have to imagine, being born and raised in Minnesota and coming from that area of the country, it's kind of tough getting your feet wet. I I know dirt late model racing is kind of expanded now. It's not just the South or anymore the Midwest, and you're not the only guy out there now, making that big step. So, kind of talk about, now that you've gotten your rookie season out of the way, how much pressure is off of you to now just settle in, get a big notebook going into next year. And now you're getting to experience the Gateway Dirt Nationals, one of the biggest races of the year. And, but you're not racing for points. You're not racing for anything like that. You're just going out there having fun, trying to make the feature and see what come Saturday, you can do your best.
Yeah, no, as far as Gateway goes, I mean, I say it's a crapshoot. Just there's so many things that have to go your way, and I mean, so many things that cannot go your way. But yeah, like you said, there's no points, there's no expectations really. Everybody knows what this event is about, and obviously, I want to make the feature. This is one of the coolest races of the year, so I of course I want to make the feature and have a good run and all that. But it's difficult, and you have to have luck here too. So yeah, all that being said, as far as my sophomore season and not being a rookie, I'd say the pressure's still on. There's always pressure when you're a race car driver. I mean, if you're not running good, it's affecting everybody financially. So there's always pressure to run good, and of course where we're at, just run better and make progress and continue to get better. But of course, yeah, next year we got a notebook. We've been to a lot of the tracks now, so that should help a ton. It was pretty evident when we went places that we had raced before with modifieds or other things or just other cars in the past. We ran a lot better at tracks that we knew. So I'm definitely looking forward to next year, and as far as that aspect goes.
So were there any tracks that you hit this year that you'd never been to before where you're like, man, this place is really cool. I like this place. And then maybe conversely, were there some other places where like, I better go hit the sim and work on this place some more in the off season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Volusia, that place was challenging. It's shaped weird. It's big. Um, Early in the night, it just gets a huge cushion, and you got to be like right on it without going over it. That place was tricky, I would say. Smoky Mountain and I think Swainsboro. That Tennessee dirt is just like so slippery. It's so slippery and it's so smooth. I don't experience anything like that at home. That's that slippery. And so those places were challenging. I really liked Charlotte, which was a surprise to me because I went and watched last year, and I'll be honest, I wasn't that impressed with the racing, but honestly, after racing on it, it was fun. It felt wide. It felt like you could race if you're fast enough, you could pass. I really like that place. Uh, Outside of that, I'm sure there's others that I'm just not thinking of right now. We went to so many new tracks this year, but I mean, Fairbury's cool. I got my ass kicked there, but that place is really cool. I'm looking forward to going back there. The atmosphere at that race at the Prater Classic is just like unmatched. So um, a lot of that. I would say the most eye opening thing was just how many eyes are on dirt late model racing, and just how big it's grown. It's just really cool to be a part of it.
I know you had last year or 2023, you were not in the late model, you was in the modified. I'm correct. If I'm correct, you kind of touched on the Gateway Dirt Nationals when you were talking earlier, and I just wanted to ask for the fans, what makes the Gateway Dirt Nationals so great? Is it the atmosphere? Just what about it makes it so great?
Obviously, the fact that you're racing inside of a dome is really cool, and I think that just creates such a cool atmosphere, and the fans come out. I mean, I don't think Eldora even gets the kind of support that this race gets. So it's really like the most attended event, I would say, out of any dirt late model race all year. So um, honestly, the fans make it so cool, and they make it worth it to go, honestly, because it's the most expensive race to go to. It's the most work to prepare for. Um, it's definitely the most challenging race to get prepared for all year. And yeah, the fans just make it worth it.
And speaking of Gateway, you got a pretty good looking car for this week. And as I pull it up here, just kind of talk about the design process that went into it. Obviously, you got Gorilla Mill as your main sponsor. Got a drum on the side there, the gorilla with the Santa hat. going with the Christmas theme, just kind of walk us through whose design idea was this and who did put this pretty car together.
I think it was mine. I think I can take credit for that, right, Emma? Yeah.
Yeah, better
It was-
check first.
On-demand shirts is they helped us. They came on board last year, I think, right? Yeah, last year, and then this year they really stepped up and helped us a ton. So we wanted to do something special for them, and their colors are red, grill mills being green. I'm like, it's December, we gotta make a Christmas theme somehow to make it all come together. So I don't know, that's kind of how it came about. But yeah, just real appreciative of Grill Mill and On Demand Shirts for making this possible, and everyone else. I mean, there's a whole list of sponsors I could go off on, but now it's probably not the time. Yeah, I also got to thank Brennan with Lucky Seven Designs. He did a really good job with it. This is the first wrap he's done for us, and we're real impressed with it. So happy with all of it.
Yeah, so this has become kind of a must-watch event. Like I grew up around sprint car racing, so I'm pretty new to the late model stuff. And I'll be honest, like 5 years ago, I didn't know really like this event existed. And now it's like it's on everybody's radar. And like you said, like everyone's doing wraps for this thing. You got the driver intros, which is like one of the coolest things going. With the wraps and just how big this event is getting, is it a collaborative effort? Like, is this something like all the drivers seem to be stepping up their game every year as far as like their own marketing and merchandise and all that stuff? So, where does that come from for this event? 'Cause like, is just a collaborative effort with all the drivers? Everybody wants to one up each other, kind of thing.
Honestly, it's all driven by the fans. I mean, um, you tear a lot of stuff up going here. Like it's not unless you win the race or you're 1, 2, or 3, you're not making money coming to this race. You're spending a lot. And if you got a cool car, fans buy t-shirts, that's what makes up for it. That's what justifies it for the racers. Like I said, it's just honestly just the fans. I mean, you talk about the marketing side of things. I mean, obviously sponsors sponsor race cars to get eyes on their logos and represent their brand. And you come to this place and they get 40,000-50,000 fans. There's nothing else like it. So it's just it's all fan driven, honestly. That's where it comes from.
You and your wife Emma do a really good job with it. She has her own apparel line, Bitchin' Fast, which is really cool. A lot more drivers, girlfriends, or wives are getting a part of the merch, which I think is really cool. They're busy running the merchandise, slinging T-shirts to make a living. So I'm going to pull up some images, kind of walk us through the same theme that you followed with the merchandise, and if you have any information on where people can find you at the Dome.
111, booth 111. Come see Emma.
Yeah, you got some pretty neat stuff here pulled up. Got some mini door panels, even some mini gorillas.
Yeah, no, she puts a lot of effort in it. I'm super appreciative of them. I couldn't do this without her, obviously. She's been awesome. We got Maggie with us this weekend to help her sell shirts. Jeff, he pulls a trailer around all year and make sure we're all good there. My buddy Tyler Rankin's with us. I got an awesome supporting cast with us, and yeah, a lot of it goes into the t-shirts. A lot of it goes into the car. It just takes a lot. It takes a whole team to do this. It takes a group effort. So super appreciative of everybody that helps me out, makes it possible.
Yeah, I think you're going to be having some freebies that you posted on your Jake TIMM Racing page. So if anybody's watching, go check that out. Going to be giving out some free stuff here, I see.
Yeah, we got I don't know what those things are called, but they light up and you can bang them together. So those will be cool for driver intros. Air fresheners there, some pins, all kinds of good stuff.
I think Sean wanted to ask you about your number and the design.
Oh, yeah. The line in like your number 4, I've noticed that on all your different wraps. Is there any significance to that?
Honestly, no. I always ran like kind of my dad's number scheme and kind of his look for the longest time. And we ended up hiring a marketing agency at one point in time to help us kind of grow our team. And he came up with that but it's stuck. I don't know. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it does. It's super unique. Even if there's no reason behind it, it looks like there probably is. And
It's,
it's like,
it's different from most
yeah,
cars.
Yeah, you kind of differentiate you, and sometimes when you race against Davenport, I know sometimes people say the 49s kind of look like each other, but yeah, definitely a cool design, and hats off to all those people that did that.
Generally, one's going faster than the other one, but
uh, do want to ask you, kind of away from racing, like after this weekend is over, it's a pretty quick turnaround to go into Volusia in like basically just 2 months here.
yeah.
Do you have anything that you kind of planned, maybe over the Christmas break or anything like that, just before you really dial in and get ready for the season?
Outside of racing
Yeah,
stuff.
just outside of racing.
Yeah, we actually just got back from Mexico. We went with Dustin Sorensen. You guys probably know who that is,
Yep.
right? So I grew up racing with Dustin, and our dads grew up racing against each other at our local tracks at home. So we've grown close over the years, and we ended up going to Mexico for a vacation, but it didn't seem to last long. Came right back and got to work, so got ready for this one.
Well, it looks like, Jake, that you're settling there in St. Louis or at your hotel there. So we really appreciate you joining us, and Emma, your wife, for putting this together. Really appreciate that. So before we let you go,
Yeah.
we always do our DJD Gear rapid fire segment. We're going to ask you 10 questions. Just give us the best answer. And Bert, if you're ready, pull them up and fire them away at Jake.
All right.
That's
So first question: why the number 49?
It was my grandpa's number and my dad's number.
Okay. Where did the gorilla get the name Jerome?
It actually comes from the company Gorilla Mill. They got a gorilla statue that they take to trade shows, and that's what they named them. So that's where it came from.
Okay. Is your favorite movie The Planet of the Apes?
No, it's not. Probably Talladega Nights if I had to pick one, or Step Brothers.
All right. What is your favorite place to hang out in Minnesota?
Probably the Brickyard. It's a local bar in our town, Winona.
Do you have a favorite Minnesota sports team?
The Vikings, unfortunately.
What's the coldest weather you've ever raced in?
Yeah, Vado this year it was snowing. It was cold. I don't know what it was, probably 30 some degrees, but it was freezing.
Would you ever race a late model on ice?
Even if we had like studs in our tires and it was like real, but not just the way they are.
Okay. Which racetrack is the most challenging in your opinion?
Honestly, this place is tough just because it's so small. But Eldora, I've been there a couple times, and it's probably more the competition than it is the racetrack. But that race is just like it's so tough. It's so hard just to get in the show.
All right. Would you rather win a World 100 or the Gateway Dirt Nationals?
Probably the World 100.
If you won at the Dome, how would you celebrate it?
With Jerome, drinking a few Budweisers, probably more than a few, maybe a few cases.
Oh, that wraps up the 10 questions of the rapid fire.
Right on, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. We wish you the best of luck at Gateway. I know your prelim night's on Friday, and looking at the list, I mean, there's 132 cars showing up, so it's going to be really tough. But yeah, all three of us are going to be rooting you on. And if you can't make it there, make sure to go to JakeTimmRacingShop.com and check out his merchandise. And yeah, Jake, thanks for being on, and best of luck.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
After the Scales is proudly presented by DJD Graphics. From commercial and personal vehicles to racing bikes and cars of all makes, models, and disciplines, DJD Graphics can fully customize your vehicle to suit your needs. For more information, contact Darren and visit his website at www.djdgraphics.com. Tell him Sean and Jacob sent you to receive special rates.
All right. Thanks again to Jake for being on today's episode. We really appreciate it, and the best of luck to him at the Gateway Dirt Nationals. Before we conclude today's episode, we wanted to make our picks on who's going to win the feature on Saturday. And, well, 132 cars in the field, a lot of the best late model drivers in the country coming out for this event. So it's really tough to narrow it down to one. But I guess we'll start with Bert, Mr. Late Model himself from Dirt Late Nation, on making his pick from Saturday. And then we'll do Sean and then myself.
I'm going to make a pick that a lot of people are not going to like. Seeing back when the Dome first started after Bloomquist, the guy in the 32, Bobby Pierce, I think he's going to make it 3 times this year. Last season, it was all wins for him. Like they're over 30, and this year he's kind of slacking off. I feel like he's just due for one. Last year, there in the end, he really picked it up. He was on a charge for the lead, and I think he ended up breaking or having a power issue or something. So I think it'll be the 32 this year.
I never pick against Bobby Pierce, but I guess I will this time. I like these bull ring tracks. It's the same like with whether it's modifieds or sprint cars or late models, it's kind of a great equalizer. Like you don't need a ton of horsepower to get around these things and win. Like if you're on a half mile, you can pretty much pick one of 4 guys that you think is going to win. So I'm going to go with Brandon Overton. I think he's due. He's had not a great year, and I don't know. I got a feeling. I like that car. It looks really sharp. It's probably number 2 on my favorite wraps. I know we wanted to talk about that. But yeah, Brandon Overton's my pick.
Yeah, solid pick. He definitely has something to prove, especially with all the news that's going on, and we'll get into that too. But those are solid picks, even though I'm not really a fan of Bert's. But anyways, no, I think he's another driver that's due for his first one, and that's RTJ. It wouldn't be surprising if he went into Saturday and won both features, right, in the UMP modified and the late model. It's really tough. I have him winning his Friday night prelim, but it's just really tough with the type of competition coming in. But RTJ's checked off a lot of big wins this year. Won the World 100 at Eldora earlier this year, so it's been his type of year as far as these crown jewels. I think he finally gets it done. He's got Anthony Burrows and Justin Tharp, 2 of his old crew chief and crew guys coming back this weekend, finally having the reunion tour. So should be exciting pairing, and I think RTJ gets it done.
Yeah, no arguments there. I think we were talking before we came on. I think RTJ is going to win the modified race. And yeah, it's always hard to bet against him because he's so good no matter where he's at. So I wanted to go off the board just slightly, but yeah, I think if I were putting money on this race, I would probably put it on one of the 2 guys you guys picked.
Yeah, definitely. And even Brandon Shepherd going for 3 in a row this year, 1 back-to-back. It's going to be tough for him to three-peat, but it's not been done before because there's been great guys like Scott Bloomquist, Bobby Pierce, Tyler Carpenter, Tyler Erb, a lot of great guys and underdogs that have a chance to win this race. So meanwhile, there's been some really good wraps. All 3 of us love, the themes and the different designs, and man, I think this is the best year for concept designs coming to life. I know earlier on I put some Budweiser out there for Overton and ended up coming true. Did the Chili's for Hoskovar, ended up coming true. So it's really cool seeing all these themes coming out. I guess we'll start with you, Bert. What's some of the best wraps that you've seen so far?
Well, I can start off by saying I think Overton's is by far the best one we've seen in a while. Bringing that brand back to late model racing, as you've seen early in his career, that's going to bring a lot more attention to the sport of late model racing and just overall a nice car. I don't know. I don't really have them stacked in the 5, but I could tell you Overton's at 1, and I'd say Fager's is at 2, just by my opinion. I like the classy look for Fager.
Yeah, I've got him flipped. It's more sentimental. I remember that 25 Kodiak Ken Schrader car. And actually that car sat on the pole in my 2nd ever NASCAR race. And it's one of those things, like, I don't know why or how I remember that, but I just do. So seeing that car, like, that was super cool. And shout out to Paler Motorsports, the Stroker Ace car for Carson Ferguson. That is sick. Like, that is so cool. That one came in, I think, just yesterday or the day before. And that movie's a little bit before my time, but I remember watching it as a kid. I showed that to my dad and some of my older buddies, and they were fired up about that one. They thought that was really cool. So yeah, good job by them.
Yeah, definitely. You already touched on it about Overton. That's my number one. I don't care who puts whatever out tomorrow or before the Dome. It's hard to beat that Budweiser car. Being in St. Louis, the heart of Anheuser-Busch, back with Overton, who has supported Overton in his career. So definitely a cool thing there. But wanted to touch on some guys that were surprised. Garrett Alberson had the Back to the Future theme, and it was really cool to see the old Camaro IROC body. And apparently it was illegal before the Dome. And then they called up Cody Summers and asked him about it. He was like, it looks pretty damn cool. Let's put it together. That's fine. It'll pass tech. So definitely check that out if you haven't. I know a lot of people have already seen it and talking about it. It's a lot of other people's favorite. Just the really cool blue and orange with the old font, and just the body itself is a beauty. So definitely cool for a lot of the older fans. Ryan Unzicker, he was kind of a sleeper pick. I did not expect him to come out with that beautiful purple and orange with black camo number 24 car. Gave me some Gordy Gundaker vibes. Stay tuned for the Gundakers. I know they got some stuff up their sleeve. They haven't released it yet, but even Mike Marlar with the Maximum Destruction Monster Jam. That's like a childhood pick for me. If you watched Monster Jam growing up, that was super cool. Even if you were a Gravedigger fan or Maximum Destruction, you definitely have to respect it with the details. And even, Dan Ebert changed his number from 60 to 99 to do the trickle. Yeah. Any old NASCAR fan would enjoy the Miller High Life. And I know they did it last year on another car, but seeing the gold Miller High Life is always cool. So, yeah, those are some of my highlights. Even Nick Hoffman had some cool Gateway stuff on there because he's a St. Louis person. So, definitely a lot of great wraps. Still got a couple left. JD, O'Neill, some the Gundaker brothers. So, stay tuned for that.
Brian Shirley's is really cool, too. I was just flipping through as you were talking, and I forgot about his. His is really, really cool.
And with all these wraps, there's been some news, right? Brandon Overton and Riggs Motorsports parted ways with the Longhorn factory team. And we've been talking about Overton a lot lately, especially after he threw his helmet at Bobby Pierce at Sonoya, which was pretty fun to see in person. But anyways, it came at a surprise, but not a surprise. There's been rumblings about, this team definitely underachieved this year. Work gelling together and all that. So, Anthony Burrows leaves as crew chief, goes over to RTJ for next year, along with Justin Tharp, and Riggs and Overton will stay together next year. Still to be TBD on where they go next year as far as Lucas Oil or World of Outlaws or even Hunt the Front. So what are you guys' thoughts about that? I know Bert probably has some comments about that too.
I do think it's a good thing for RTJ. He's just came up a heartbreaker. He just had it, and he came off of, he couldn't win the Lucas Oil Championship. So I think with his reuniting with Burrows and whatnot, it's gonna bring his ego back up. I think he's gonna be able to pull something together this year to maybe give Moran back what was taken from him. So I think that's gonna be good for him. And Overton, I kind of seen it coming for a while now. As you said, they were kind of underachieved this year. It wasn't really Overton, I guess I should say. It's kind of felt like he was struggling in the car, still trying to find out what was going on with it. And he's just didn't win as much races as we usually see Overton winning. So it's definitely a ride for next season, but it's going to be interesting to see who fills the spot.
Yeah, I think everyone was pretty much underwhelmed by how Overton did in that car this year. It was pretty disappointing. He had some really good runs when Jacob and I were down in Florida to start the year, and you're like, okay, this is going to work. This will be interesting. And then just nothing really came of it. So, disappointing year, but he wins the Dome this weekend, and maybe that'll propel him to a much better year in 2026.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. And another silly season stuff that was going on kind of came as a surprise with Zach Mitchell getting the boot over at Coltman Farms Racing. What a year for him. Had a breakout season, winning 11 victories, and he proved that he's a top 25 competitor in the country, even at the regional level and the national level. He won more races than Tanner English, which was his teammate. Obviously, Tanner runs the World of Outlaws, a lot tougher competition, but what do you guys think of Donald McIntosh getting that ride? I know Donald won the Lucas Dirt Rookie of the Year Kind of a underwhelming rookie of the year season for him, but it seemed like Tanner English, if there was going to be somebody to depart Coltman Farms, it'd probably been him, but it ends up being Zach Mitchell. So now I think Zach's one of the top free agents out there.
Definitely, and I feel like Zach's going to end up in one of these, could have a potential of ending up in one of these big rides, potentially down the season or even before the season starts. So I think he has a big potential. He might even run a national. He might try it national with like Rice and those guys that are now becoming full rookies in the Lucas Oil Tour. So I think it'll be definitely something to watch. And for McIntosh, it's awesome. He did good in the Hicks car and was able to win the Rookie of the Year. So I'd definitely be looking forward to see what he can do in this new car.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching Donald McIntosh. He's a buddy that we got to hang out with a few times down there in Florida. Really good guy. So hoping for good things for him.
We're definitely not done yet. A lot more silly season stuff. People guessing where drivers are going to go next year. Lucas Starrett or World Outlaws, because starting in speed weeks, drivers are going to have to decide. With Alltech and Hendry County down here in Florida running at the same time, now guys can't run speed weeks and kind of go from there on where they choose. They got to choose early, so it's definitely going to be enticing to see. So we really appreciated Jake for joining us. Make sure to go over to his booth at the Dome and check it out. Support him. We appreciate all the support, all the subscribers. I know it's kind of getting down there with not much material left. After Gateway and the Snowball Derby is really the only big racing left of the year. So really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to 2026.